All right, executives, let's get straight into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're breaking down a truly monumental shift happening right now in global trade. We are looking at how billions of dollars are rapidly moving across Asia, and more importantly, why leaving your sourcing portfolio unhedged and tied to a single country isn't just outdated, it's a massive financial liability for your brand.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll quickly cover Section 1, the risk exposure, move into Section 2, defining China Plus One, then Section 3, evaluating sourcing hubs, Section 4, China's hybrid role, and finally wrap up with Section 5, the executive playbook.
I want you to ask yourself right now, is your supply chain dangerously overexposed to just one market? Look, global brands are shifting billions in manufacturing capital to new countries literally as we speak. Yet shockingly, a lot of retail buyers are still getting their macro strategies completely wrong. They're treating supply chain management like this static, old-school purchasing department rather than what it actually is, a dynamic financial investment portfolio. We need to flip that mindset today to protect your bottom line.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, the risk exposure. To really grasp why this massive capital shift is happening, we have to look at the absolute black swan cocktail that the manufacturing sector has been dealing with. Smart executives have realized that relying exclusively on one nation it's too dangerous. Over the last few years, corporate margins have taken an absolute beating. You've got the steady erosion of profits from rapidly rising labor wages in traditional hubs. Add unpredictable trade wars and tariffs wiping out your forecasting models, plus lingering global disruptions and geopolitical tensions, and, well, it completely broke logistics networks. This instability makes one thing crystal clear. Depending on a single country for your entire product line is an unhedged portfolio risk that you just can't afford to carry anymore.
Which brings us right to Section 2, defining China Plus One.
So to counter this massive exposure, the smartest buyers out there are implementing what's called the China Plus One strategy. Now, this is absolutely crucial. This does not mean packing up and abandoning your existing infrastructure. Walking away from billions of dollars in specialized machinery and perfectly tuned vendor relationships, that's just financially irresponsible. Instead, think of China Plus One as a mandatory risk mitigation hedge. You keep your core base anchored in China for stability, but you intentionally diversify by injecting new production capital into an alternate Asian country. You're spreading your bets, securing geographical leverage, and opening up massive operational opportunities.
Let's dive into the specifics with Section 3, evaluating sourcing hubs.
I want you to think of the Asian manufacturing landscape as 4 distinct asset classes for your corporate capital. Each region has a highly specific function. Need a premium yield for high-end luxury goods? India is your asset class. Chasing a high-yield volume play? Bangladesh is your undisputed cost leader. When you need organized scale and strict technical adherence, you go to Vietnam. And for those basic, highly repetitive products, Cambodia is your ultimate high-volume, labor-intensive asset. You wouldn't deploy capital blindly in the stock market, right? Well, you shouldn't deploy purchase orders blindly in Asia either.
Let's actually contrast two of these powerhouses to really highlight their strategic value. India is your premium yield asset. Unmatched genuine leather craftsmanship and highly flexible minimum order quantities, or MOQs. That flexibility is a massive cash flow advantage, making India perfect for luxury and sustainable D2C labels that really want to avoid holding dead inventory. On the flip side, you have Bangladesh. This is your high-yield volume play. We're talking incredibly aggressive pricing, totally acceptable quality for mass markets, and those sweet European export tariff benefits. For fast fashion wallets or basic totes where you need to maximize margin on millions of units, Bangladesh is the undisputed champion.
Now, Vietnam and Cambodia offer entirely different strategic levers. Vietnam is all about fiercely disciplined factories, incredibly strict quality compliance, and strong international trade agreements. It's absolutely fantastic for complex technical items, think specialized sports bags or outdoor gear. Though, a heads up, you do need the capital to handle their higher MOQs. Cambodia, however, offers this really surprising, highly lucrative hybrid model. You actually get the strict efficiency of Chinese factory management seamlessly paired with low-cost Cambodian labor on the production floor. For repetitive, volume-heavy items like basic belts, it's a brilliant way to capture margin without sacrificing quality control.
Moving right along to Section 4, China's hybrid role. There is a pervasive myth floating around corporate boardrooms right now that supply chain success means completely exiting China to chase bottom-barrel labor costs elsewhere. Let me be clear, that is a critical error. The reality? China is still unmatched as the world's most powerful rapid sampling and R&D engine. Because of its massive concentration of raw material and hardware markets, China reigns supreme for complex engineering, bespoke metal hardware, and rapid mold creation.
The winning formula is utilizing China to engineer and develop your product at lightning speed while routing the bulk, labor-intensive production to your +1 country. That hybrid approach, that's the real future of global sourcing.
Let's bring it all together now in Section 5, the Executive Playbook.
To actually execute this global shift, top executives are following 4 strict imperatives. 1. They look way beyond initial factory pricing. 2. They split their sourcing by product category. 3. They maintain strategic backup capacity. And 4. They fiercely protect their brand equity through ESG compliance. These 4 steps are exactly how you drive aggressive profitability while protecting against catastrophic supply chain failures. Let's break them down.
Drilling into Step 1. A cheap, free on board, or FOB, factory price is a total trap. It's a dangerous illusion. That baseline price means absolutely zero until you calculate the true landed cost. Think about it. If your product is dirt cheap but misses its seasonal launch window because of a manufacturing delay, you've lost the revenue anyway. You have to price in the risk of product defects, freight, third-party QC auditing, and inventory holding costs. Executing a strategy based strictly on the lowest quoted FOB price is honestly the fastest way to bleed your ROI dry.
Step 2 is all about proper capital routing through split sourcing. Like we said earlier, you wouldn't put your entire treasury into a single stock. You have to divide your purchase orders by product category, matching the exact item to the right market's core competency. Route those premium leather handbags to India's artisans. Push millions of volume wallets into Bangladesh. Send the technical, compliance-heavy bags to Vietnam. And keep your rapid development strictly in China. Specialize your portfolio to extract maximum value.
Step 3 introduces the absolute gold standard for supply chain security, the 1 core plus 1 backup factory model. Relying on a single supplier for a key product line is a huge vulnerability. Keeping a pre-vetted, fully audited backup factory on standby, that gives you the ultimate executive superpower, leverage. If your primary factory faces a sudden regional lockdown, power grid failures, or hits you with an unexpected price hike, your supply chain doesn't just grind to a halt. You maintain total delivery security and negotiation power because you can just seamlessly shift that production volume to your backup route.
Finally, Step 4. Listen, investing in ESG compliance is no longer just a cute PR exercise. It is a vital financial shield for your brand. Implementing sustainable leather traceability, passing strict EU chemical safety standards like REACH, verifying wastewater treatment, and conducting independent social audits, these are absolute mandates in modern trade. Factories that fail this compliance maturity test are massive liabilities, and they simply won't survive the regulatory demands of the next decade. Funding compliant partners protects your brand from devastating public scandals and ensures you stay operational long-term. Take a look at this quote. The future is not China or India. The future is China plus a specialized sourcing network. This perfectly distills everything we've covered in this explainer. The strategic executives, the buyers who internalize this truth and build a specialized, highly diversified network right now, they are the ones who are going to absolutely dominate manufacturing profits and outmaneuver their competitors for the next decade. As we wrap up this strategic investment guide, I want to leave you with one final, critical question to chew on. Which country will become the next manufacturing superpower? The landscape is shifting incredibly fast, and the capital's already in motion. Keep this question front and center as you evaluate your sourcing portfolio to ensure your brand is positioned perfectly to capitalize on the next 10 years of global trade. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and here's to building a highly resilient and highly profitable supply chain.